are not willing to go the extra mile, but you guys are. And I thank you for that this morning. What a great, awesome group. Oh my goodness. Woo! Woo! The hand. We have some guests with us this morning too. I won't embarrass them, so I won't call them out, but you might recognize them if you look around. And thank you to Hector back there. Hector, give him a hand. And did Ashley make it in the room yet? No. Ashley! Give her Ashley! All right, okay. Shout out for Ashley. Gosh, is she awesome? She is awesome. She helps us keep it all together. You have no idea. Like, after hours, sometimes I think I'm going to have to get her a different cell phone because you guys text her till 10 o'clock at night. I'm texting her first thing in the morning, so thank you to Ashley. But we're going to get started with our affirmations. Are you ready? So give it up for Michael Kersey. Come on down. Come on. Are you going to come up on the stage? Absolutely, young man.
I'm loud enough, right?
You're loud enough.
Can we get everybody to stand up? Yeah. For the occasion, huh? We're going to do a little Tony Robbins, right? You ready? We're going to just bounce up. Give me 8 bounces. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo! Ready? All right. My purpose in life now has total clarity.
My purpose in life now has total clarity.
I am resilient.
I am resilient,
Durable. And buoyant. Woo! I will create, not destroy. I will lead, not follow. I am a winner. I am a leader. Step up.
Michael, I am really grateful for you.
Oh, I'm grateful for you.
Because sometimes he just brings it. He gets you guys on your feet and gets it started. Right. Okay, so I need 2 volunteers on the stage. 2 volunteers. I got any takers? You got to be loud. You got to be silly.
Got you. Well, that's me.
Got it.
Well, come on down. Whoever you think you should be, come on down. Christine Drago's on her way. She's the hula hoop king. Drago, right? She's the hula hoop queen. Somebody called her Gumby. You know, she can move in all kinds of strange ways. Okay. So this is just a little thing to get us started. Okay, so you guys have to be positioned to kind of throw this ball at each other. And wherever your hand lands on the ball, your left hand, there is something written. You have to declare what that is and then do that on the stage for the people, okay?
All right.
Come on, make some noise. What's Act like a monkey. All right. Should she face the audience?
Come on.
Should this be on video?
Moonwalk across the room. Can I take my shoes?
Yes, come on.
Let's go.
I'm not good. My husband can do this. I don't think I can.
Give her some noise. Throw it back now. Come on.
All right, pick a partner. I'm picking Susan.
I would cuss too, but I don't cuss.
4 push-ups.
Oh!
That's the ground, guys.
Who's counting?
2, 3,
1.
4.
Yay! Next time. Don't
That's all you got?
Tony, those are fighting words.
That's all you got?
We already did these two. All right, let's do it again.
You guys got to cheer them on. They need some excitement here.
Recite the alphabet backwards.
Oh.
We'll help you. Z S W
Z Y X
Y X
W V U T S R Q.
C.
All right, one more and we're done. All right.
I got nothing.
She's got nothing. You want to take that from her?
No.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Lead the others in the train dance.
Oh, you got to get out there and get some people to follow you around the room one time in a dance, and we'll call it. All right, we're done. Give her some energy, you guys. Come on. Woo, I can control the music.
Don't sit there. Come on. Come on.
Come on, ride the train. Choo choo.
All right. Okay, so now we are gonna welcome Mr. Mistretta to the stage, who's gonna go over some technology tips with you, some cool new technologies. So, without further ado, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Should we do some push-ups or something?
No. Does it look like I do push-ups? Not even in my dreams. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming out today. We're going to be talking a little bit about technology and what it means to be at EXIT Achieve, right? What is so special about EXIT? How awesome is EXIT Achieve? Look at this. Give Susan a round of applause. I have never worked for another company of someone who put so much thought and effort into exactly what was going on. And really that's true throughout EXIT, right? Yeah. The regional owners here, Hector, thank you so much. Round of applause for Hector. Comes right from the top, guys. So we're gonna get started. At EXIT Realty, I mean, we have the right tools. EXIT Realty provides us with everything needed to succeed. You're gonna see a little bit about that today. Too loud? Yeah, no problem. I thought you wanted to do more push-ups. So, I'm sorry. But you already know that, right? You guys know that we have the tools, right? And today we're going to learn a little bit about how to use that to really accentuate the fundamental beliefs of EXIT, the 5 pillars of EXIT. But you know what? You also know the true reason why we were here today, don't we? Yeah. That's right.
In fact, there's only one person in this room today that doesn't know why we're all here. Susan Hamblen, our fearless leader, please come up here. Come up on stage. Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, step up a little bit. Right there, right where you are. We have something special planned for you today.
Oh my gosh.
So if you would.
Wait, so did you take my agenda?
I don't know where it is, but let me tell you how many phone calls I've had.
Can we get my agenda?
Wait, hold on a second. This chair's a little wobbly.
Wait,
John, is that better?
like the trick. She falls off the stage.
Much better. There you go.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Norman.
Where's Hector?
Have a seat. Well, the being late part was actually not included in the program. Just kidding, Hector. Love you. So sit back and relax. Just have a little faith. All right? So, Susan, Michael, shut up. I'm kidding. You know, when we asked just for one word from all the agents that best describes Susan, this is what they had to say. Oh! Then that's not what they had to say. Hector, I need your help. Yeah, I was supposed to do the technology segment, right? How ironic is that?
Hey, Larry, I'm sorry I asked you to come to this meeting. He thought he was coming to a meeting, you guys.
Hi, Larry.
Yeah, the Bluetooth device. Sorry. That's anticlimactic, right, when that happens?
Yeah. I could go back to my
No. Oh, speaking of Susan's agenda, I think it was Thursday we were talking about it, sitting in her office. Friday, I know she's calling Michael, she was calling a bunch of agents to contribute. And you know, the whole time, everybody knew. Yeah, Pat told me. She's like, I still have to talk about RPAC. We're good? All right.
I am really blown away, you guys.
All right, I'll get back to it. All right, as I was saying, a little prayer. This is what your agents had to say about you. Still not working. My volume's all the way up.
We had a teenager in the room.
I know. You know, now I understand why he was like, I have to be first. I have to be first.
You want to try one more time? All right, let's try this one more time. No? Yeah? Louder.
Inspirational.
Louder.
There we go.
Inspiring.
Awesome, I love when I'm playing.
Susan really is extraordinary. Supportive.
Susan is awesome.
Good.
Happy.
That's good.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
The one word that I would use to describe Sue Hamblen.
That's Melly, in case you can't see it.
Sing.
A word to describe Susan? Tenacious.
Compassionate.
Susan, you're very supportive.
Motherly.
Susan is empowering.
When I think of Susan, I think of giving.
She's the best. She's amazing.
Highly favored.
Absolutely amazing.
Susan is fierce.
Compassionate.
Susan is inspiring.
Genuine.
Groovy.
Inspiring.
Powerhouse.
Sincere is the word I would use to describe Susan Hamblen. She's the most sincere person that I know.
Spontaneous.
Encouraging.
Susan is excellence.
Empowering.
Supportive. Caring.
The one word for Susan is authentic.
One word? I have lots of words. One word? She was amazing. Utterly amazing. It's 2 words, but I'm
Take out your cameras, guys. Stand up. Fix it, Velcro. Good thing this music played a long time. We had a little wardrobe row malfunction.
need something different in the Academy of Words.
Just drape it over her. Come on. Marilyn, you're taking all the scene. Have a seat, Susan. Or should I say, Your Majesty. As you can see, you have made some pretty big impressions on your EXIT family. So today is, like I said before, just a way to say thank you.
So August 21st should always be National Susan Hamblen.
I think, yeah, is there a mayor in the room? There is, Chris Mayor. You have to make that national, I don't know, county-wide something. Make it up. All right, get back to me on that. So let's talk about Susan some. Can I get this, is this too loud? We're good? All right. Baby, I'm taking this home. Let's talk about Susan a little bit. Who knew Susan was an agent before she became a broker? Nice. And feel free to do a round of applause, too. would you want to know a little bit about Susan as an agent?
Yes.
All right, so, you know, why don't we take a trip, travel down, back in time. Look at it.
All my deep, dark secrets.
You'd be surprised what you can find on Google. You have to get past page 12 on Google and all the good stuff comes back. All right, so let's travel back in time. Oh, wait, sorry. Not that far back in time. Let's start with when Susan was a realtor. Sorry. She began her career with an independent and transferred to another franchise and then found EXIT in 2006. She has had experience helping clients in many facets of real estate and has had the honor of earning many awards over the years, including, but not limited to, Agent of the Year in 2007, Top 100 in Real Estate by Arkansas Business News and Outstanding Leadership, Award of EXIT Downstate New York, of course. She's accredited by Representative, Certified Distressed Property Expert, Real Estate Master, and the one I left out, the recent one, what is that?
Yes.
Right.
Certified International.
International, baby. So, she's held positions as President of Long Island Board of Realtors, Suffolk North Shore Chapter. Susan has a total passion, as you guys know, for making a positive difference in the lives of others and the world around her. She was licensed in 2000, which I didn't know that. She became a broker manager in 2006, managed a team of 44 people. She took that exit to the top 5% of her market share, and I had to edit some of this because she took our office, your office, her office, to the top 1% in Suffolk County. How about a round of applause? I have a lot more written here, but we're going to cut it there. A lot of letters. She belongs to a lot of affiliations. She's an amazing woman, besides a mother, a wife, and a great leader. So let's get this show on the road. Anyone interested in seeing what homes, what they were like in Arkansas that Susan sold? Beth, you want to sit someplace else?
What?
Why don't you sit in the middle? I feel bad, you can't see the screen.
Come over by me.
Yeah, put your arm around Mike.
Snuggle, I'm close.
We'll talk about that some other time. We have 3 days. So let's look at some of the homes that Susan sold. Now, you'll notice in Arkansas, there's cows in front of all the homes. So I don't know, is that a feature or benefit? I don't know.
They're not cows in front of them.
No, that was a little joke. Sorry, Arkansas people, if we're on Facebook. So this ranch Susan sold, I think it was like $179,000. You know, somewhat modern, I guess, for Arkansas, right? There's some blue brick back there, and the nice purple towel draped over the couch. It's very exciting stuff. You know, nice little bedroom. This was an expensive house. It was in the $500,000 range. On Long Island, in any town that we do business in, how much would a house like this? It's probably 3,000 square feet. How much would it go for? Right? Crazy.
500,000 was the most expensive house I ever sold.
I think that was it, because these are the houses Susan sold.
559.
These are the houses that you sold, yep. And that one. So, we know.
I'm not sure about those others, but I
No,
did sell that one.
Those were, yeah, 100%. Trust me.
I don't remember the cow.
No, the cow, that was not hers. The blue brick was, though. This isn't too loud. It's really loud for me. No? Good. No, it's fine. So we know what Susan sold. Now let's see how she sold it. Some reviews online from Susan Hamblen. In the 10 years plus that I've known Susan Hamblen, she has exemplified customer service and professionalism. I would highly recommend her to any of my friends who are looking for an agent. She'll work harder than any other agent to make sure you're happy with her service, even after the sale is complete, which to me is rare in the industry. Susan goes the extra mile because she cares about the individuals, not just the sale. Don't we see that in what she does for us every day, right? Goes the extra mile, certainly. Here's another review. Susan is an excellent agent. I would recommend her to anyone looking to buy or sell a home. Susan has helped me sell my house and has been very patient with me on my looking for my next home. She has a way of understanding her customers' needs. She caters to all of our needs every single day, which is why we're here. And patience, forget about it. I don't even know how you deal.
Susan Hamblen is a very professional but personal agent. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe that's like an Arkansas thing, personal agent. But that offered her expertise and friendship when we looked for a home in Arkansas. We would recommend her without hesitation. So we saw the houses Susan sold. We saw how well she sold them. Would you like to know maybe a little bit what it was like to work with her?
Yeah.
So Susan's former broker, Scott Deaton,
Oh my God!
has shared a video. And if we could try to, the audio's not great, so let's just try to listen in.
Well, what can I say about Susan Hamblen? First, Susan and I started in the real estate industry, started our careers together. And so we were very close for, oh goodness, about 6 years when we worked as agents for somebody else in our local market. And then we jumped out after a couple of years, and she was very instrumental in starting an agency that I owned, but would not have been able to start it or keep it going, especially for those 5 years that she was with it without her help being our executive broker. What a great lady. Her and Tom and the whole family are just great people. And she was an excellent leader, as y'all are experiencing now. She was an excellent leader for our agency down here in Arkansas, just because of her loving and her caring. And she's going to hang me saying this motherly personality that she has that everybody enjoyed. So you've got a great lady up there, and y'all are very fortunate to have her and Tom and be associated with her. And her leadership skills are just phenomenal.
So he didn't say goodbye because he got a phone call while he was recording that. It happened to be at the right moment. All he forgot to do was say goodbye. Scott was a great guy. He was so amazing to talk to and get to know a little bit. But yeah, so no surprise though, right? About what he has to say. So, did you know that Arkansas is almost a 5-hour flight? If you were driving there, it would take you over 19 hours. If you were to walk to Arkansas, it would take 21 1/3 days. Not that you would want to walk to Arkansas, but you never know, right? So, then why New York? Wasn't it a little risky? Were there any concerns or obstacles? Joining us today to share about some of those obstacles as well as the victories of coming to New York and starting up EXIT Realty Achieve is someone whom holds a special place in Susan's heart. Susan's business partner, Hector Castillo.
Good morning. So this all started back in December of 2008 when Susan and I spent Christmas together. Well, I can't stand too close to you.
It's that energy.
Fix the cake?
Yeah, your neck is on the side.
My neck is on the side.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Oh!
I'm good at ducking.
There we
Where'd the crown go?
go.
All right, so anyway, in December of 2008, Susan and I spent Christmas together. And during that time, we spent a lot of time talking about our goals. Okay. And at that time, like Jeff had said, she was really a key part of an office that was growing out in Arkansas and doing a phenomenal job. The office had been in business about 2 years, right? 2.5 years? And was just really starting to fly. And as Susan and I were talking, we were talking about different things that we learned, of different business techniques. And one of our conversations, which you might have heard, was we both wanted an opportunity to run a company like this, not like this. And that right there was a seed of EXIT Realty Achieve starting. And from that, we talked about it, we prayed a lot about it. It was a scary time. Susan had never sold a house in New York. And we do business totally different. We do real estate totally different in New York than in Arkansas. Thankfully, Arkansas was a good place to do business because you learned a lot from it. But New York was totally different. And then we bought a building. We jumped in 100% and bought a building that had 2 real estate offices in it that hadn't succeeded. And the market was down. But you know what? We decided not to live by fear, not to make any of our decisions based on fear, to do our research, to set our goals, and to focus on the procedures. And when you do that, you know, sometimes facing little failures when you're going through and focusing on your procedures are a really good thing because they allow us to adjust, right? Wouldn't you say? And it's those adjustments that you make that allow you to succeed the next time. And Susan is really empowered and really kind of fed by feeding into other people and helping other people grow and achieve and reach their goals. So those first couple of months when we really were building out the office and trying to really cast a vision for what this office would look like in the years to come, were really kind of a little hard on you because you had nobody to pour into. And then we started with 1 agent. And then we slowly started to grow and build. And we got Beth. And it's been a great, I have to say, she's phenomenal to work with as a partner because all the things that you said about her are so true. And I think the other thing that has been so wonderful to work with is the mindset that we come from, that you know what, in the end, at the end of the day, we're gonna answer for how we think, how we respond, how we treat people. You know, for Susan and I, we believe that we're gonna answer to God one day, and it really kind of directs how we think. It sets our mindset. And to us, you are so important. You know, you're important to God, and you're important to us. And it's been a joy and delight. You know, there have been obstacles, it has been hard, but it's been fun too, and the successes are so great, and we thank you for all your hard work. And it excites us when we see you exceed. And we're so glad now that we have over 100 agents. Yeah. So do you, baby.
Aww.
Another round of applause. Thank you so much, Elsa.
Put your crown back.
Somebody dress me, please.
There you go. I knew there was a clip in the picture. Moment of silence, please. Susan, if that gets uncomfortable, you could take it.
I was sweating before. I'm gonna sweat now. I got my doctor coat on.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Got it.
Thank you, Michael Kersey. Round of applause for Michael. EXIT Realty Achieve's grand opening was held on March 4th, 2010. I have a special video of the grand opening ceremony. Who wants to see it? Round of applause.
Are you proud of this place?
Yes.
It's nice looking.
Yes, that's Hector.
We have the privilege here to have our president of EXIT Realty Corp International for the United States, Ms. Tami Bonnell. My name is Hector Castillo. I'm the regional owner for Downstate New York. And we are so happy to be part of the grand opening here for EXIT Realty Achieve. Susan, Elta, and Rob here. Okay, let's give them a hand. Susan, say a few words for you, okay?
Oh, I had not, they didn't tell me I was going to speak. I want to just thank you guys so much for your support and being here. We're excited to be part of the community and to serve the community and to go great places with EXIT and take care of all of our agents and our people. So thank you so much for your support. We're looking to accomplish great things, so thank you.
Thank you. Now we're going to ask Tami Bonnell to say a few words.
Ready for this?
Just a few.
I'm very proud of Susan and Rob. Congratulations. EXIT is a group of professionals
professionals providing the quality of life for its agents and the communities they serve, and this is a beautiful community to serve. Congratulations. On behalf of EXIT Realty Corp International, let's consider this place open.
Woo! Right? So I'm sorry about the shaking camera. I wasn't there in 2010. I do think Arthur recorded that. So for those of you who know Arthur, right after the event, just start sending him hate mail via text. Arthur's a great guy. So you might be thinking, new state, right? Uprooting a family, getting them comfortable, obviously. New office, new people. What was the first year like? Well, this shows the growth of EXIT Achieve 2009. Now, in fairness, they were only open for like 2 months, if that, right? But you'll see that, they got 2 agents, according to the paperwork. And I think Hector was one licensed. I'm assuming junior. I'm assuming Hector junior. I don't know.
Probably not. He was probably in junior high.
Oh yeah. I guess it was Castillo back then. And 2 deals, right? Which, hey, listen, 2 months, 2 deals. You knew somebody. Somebody had to buy or sell.
I didn't know anybody.
No, you didn't know anybody. No. They were walk-ins. To help us completely understand what the first year was like with just 4 walls, Susan, and very few agents, here is our very own Beth Lowe.
Good morning, everyone. So I know most of you know me as, the top producer in the office, but when I joined EXIT back in 2010, I'd only sold 4 houses. I was looking for a new brokerage because I was working with a foreclosure company, and he just didn't care about the people. And it was just not who I was and not who I wanted to be. And I was at a very different point in my life. You might see me post pictures of where I live now, but I can tell you back in 2010, I didn't even have a place to live. I was sleeping on somebody's couch. So I really had nothing to lose, and I had met Arthur, and he wanted me to come work for this new company that no one ever heard of, EXIT. And my dad was a former independent broker on Long Island, and he said, well, I guess just go meet with this other company and then, make a decision, and if, I guess, whatever you do will be fine. So I went to go interview with one of his old agents at a company that I won't name. But when I walked in for the interview, there were 2 agents fighting over a file in the front of the office. And I think we can all say that no one has ever done that in our office ever. I leave my checkbook on my desk. That's not an open invitation, but it's just how much I trust you guys that I've never once questioned anything in the office. So I left that interview kind of like, well, they said I could sit in the office and answer the phones, and I'm pretty sure it's 2010, and I don't know a lot about real estate, but I know that that's not really the way that I should be doing it. So I met with Susan, and I don't know what it was, but I just felt like that was home for me. I just didn't know the reason why at the time, but I knew that I should join EXIT. And very quickly, Susan, Elta, and Arthur became the family that I didn't have in New York, and got me from an agent who had only sold 4 houses in her entire career to this year I'm going to do over $20 million in sales by myself. I don't think that would have happened if I went to the other company. I really don't. I have to really give Susan, Elta, Arthur, Hector, Gigi, everyone on down, a lot of credit for everything that's happened in my life, and the fact that everyone was so supportive from the top down, from Steve Morris down. I mean, this is an amazing company, and you can see why it attracts such amazing people to open brokerages, and you guys changed my life in probably more ways than we'll ever know, and I love you guys so much, and it's an honor and a privilege to work in your office.
Anybody got a mop to mop up these tears? Bet that was very, very nice and kind of you. So, let's move on. Letters from the heart. So, Beth and this young lady, Sylvia, both joined EXIT in 2010. Rolling the dice, right? Sylvia, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my bearings back. Sylvia wrote a letter that she wanted me to share. I lost my mouse. That's all right, I don't need a mouse.
I lost my agenda.
Maybe the mouse will be.
I was about to go out in the lobby looking for my agenda. That was neat.
All right, well, so much for notes, we'll just wing it. So Sylvia's letter to Susan Hamblen. Brokers are the primary reason agents either love or leave an office. But a broker like Susan is like an umbilical cord that connects all the agents to make them feel part of a big family. I started with Susan back in 2000, that's the wrong date. What year did you start?
2002.
I have the wrong date. What date, what year?
Right when she opens in March, so I started in May.
So I made a mistake, guys, I have the wrong date. Oh, it is 2010. Oh, in the letter it says 2007, I knew that couldn't be possible. I don't know, I didn't catch that. 2010, perfect, so I was right. When she had just opened her office. There were very few agents, but through consistency, encouragement, and her constant enthusiasm, she has grown the office to over 100 agents. It isn't much of a surprise to me after 7 years of hard work and great success, she is still the same person. I admire her, I respect her. Her dedication to her agents and her family has no end. I saw her grow so much. I'm so very proud of her to have her as my broker. Congratulations to Susan Hamblen. Love, always, Sylvia Fernandez. In 2010 was probably the worst year in recorded history for us. In real estate, specifically on Long Island. I mean, I know the bubble burst ended 2006, early 2007, but we were really, sales were, they really were not there, 2010. And both of these ladies today have amazing careers in real estate. And I know that's due to Susan's guidance and support. So the company, Susan, attracted 19 new agents and closed a total of 30 transactions by the end of 2010. Round of applause for 2010, Susan. Well, that's a great year, considering you've only been there for, what, 14 months at that point? Beth and Sylvia, would you just please stand one more time so everybody can recognize you with a round of applause? Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing, and also thank you for getting our office up and running. Right? We may not be here, who knows, right? Well, we know we'd be here because Susan's here, but. As this story moves along, it becomes amazingly clear that with a leader that has such a defined why, along with the passion for helping others, companies grow as well as thrive. In 2011, EXIT Achieve attracted 14 additional agents and closed a total of 79 transactions. That's amazing, right? I mean, 2 years and 2 months, 79 transactions, people joining the company. I mean, nobody knew what EXIT was. What was an EXIT at that time? You know, in New York, certainly had not much of a footprint, especially Suffolk County, right? Amazing. So, as I said earlier, we wanted to thank you, Susan. I know I've said it 3 or 4 times now, but to help us do that today, is Chris here? Awesome. Chris Capitelli would like to share an experience he went through that has Susan Hamblen written all over it. Chris, you want a microphone or you want to just yell?
I'm going to just stand here and cry. How's that? Are you microphone? You ever hear me?
No, use the microphone.
Use
the microphone.
Sure. Now am I crying?
Okay.
Just kidding.
Right.
Hello?
Right there.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot to say. I'll try to make it quick. Back in, how's it better? Let's see. All right, I was invited to come and meet Susan and Elta, my friend. I never even heard of EXIT Realty at the time, but at that point in my life, I was broke, busted, disgusted, and I came and met with them. And told them my story, and I was surprised they were willing to give me a chance to turn my life around. And they did. So I started EXIT Realty, started to do some business, started to get it going, everything's going great. 4 months later, Ashley was almost killed in a car accident. Bad. I'm at the hospital waiting. The only people in my life that came up there, besides my wife, was Susan and her husband. They all even knew us. And they were there for us at the hospital. For the family, it wasn't even about real estate, family. You know, Elta over there has personally helped me, get my financial picture headed in the right direction. And I'm happy to say this is gonna be my best year ever with EXIT Realty. And just thinking like that. I remember being evicted, and I had to go into a hotel, no place to go. And I found a house finally, but unfortunately, my furniture was held hostage by the moving company. So I moved to a house in Smithtown, no furniture, no clothes, no nothing. What do you do? So Susan, unbelievable, a truck pulls up to the house I'm renting. With her husband Tom, out comes blow-up mattresses, food, this, everything that we needed to sustain ourselves until we were able to bail out the furniture. I mean, these are people that don't have to do anything for us. You know what I was gonna say? They didn't have to do a thing, let's leave it at that. But the fact that someone cared that much about my family without really even knowing us was unbelievable. I've worked with numerous real estate companies, and by far, these two women here, Christian women, is another thing I like about it, because I'm a Christian myself, went way above and beyond anything you could even ask for. I love both you guys like you would. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
It starts to become really clear how much of a family we really are, right? And there's always like that, there's the parent, right? I mean, and I know Susan doesn't love this, but it follows her around. She's like a mother to a lot of us. That's what I was told when I started with the company, and I was like, oh, all right. I mean, I knew she was great from the interview, but yeah.
Except for Tony, who calls me Big
Mama.
Mama.
Big Mama. Big Mama. That's just because you're tall. That's just because you're taller than him. Don't be upset. I love you, Tony. I got thrown off track, but you know, people are attracted to this company, and the reality is, guys, I mean, you know, we come up here and we have stories, but at the end of the day, Susan doesn't do these things to attract new agents to the company. She does it because she looks at her agents as family, you know, and we are family. I have another letter that Lola had asked me to share, so I'm going to read that. Lola's celebrating almost 5 years at EXIT Realty Achieve. Is she here? Yeah. Oh, I looked right at you. You like just... I'm sorry. I wished her a happy birthday. All right, real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. My voice is horrible, right?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. All these years singing happy birthday, I had no idea it was off tune. Now I do. Hey Susan, I wanted to share with everyone I wrote this wrong, with everyone what it was about you that really left a long-lasting impression. I can remember the first few months at the office, I felt out of the way. I didn't know where to go or what to do, so I decided to talk to you. You showed me how to transform my mistakes into skills. You helped shape my career. You inspired me during difficult times when I needed words of encouragement. My words can neither qualify nor quantify how helpful your guidance and advice has been. I am forever grateful for your support. Thank you, Susan, for being a great leader. Lola Flores. I would have sat them in the front row. I thought there was going to be so many hugs. Sorry.
Next year.
Yeah, next year.
On a second annual.
Right. We'll make it a beach day next year. Everybody take off.
That's right. So clear.
The love and the support, right? Talk about beyond the call of duty. After listening to those two had to share, it's obvious that the culture at the office was taking shape. And I'm not one bit surprised 2012 ended with 21 brand new agents and a whopping 124 closed deals. Amazing. Chris and Lola, could you just please stand up for a round of applause? Next up, we have a letter from our very own John Molnar. Hi, John. How are you, buddy? The front row doesn't bite.
Might as well come up now.
John always stands in the back. He likes to see everything that's going on. Don't let him fool you. He knows. So here we go. Something unique about Susan is her natural ability to help save someone who is in need. From founding the Candles for Hope program, helping homeless children, to how she nurtures the EXIT Achieve family. After almost 20 years of commuting into the city, I needed saving too. There was Susan, building a family at EXIT. Like many of you, she actually came and got me, asked me to join the family at the office. I did not fully know it at the time, but now looking back, I can see how my path has changed. I am forever grateful that I was smart enough to take the opportunity, LOL. Am I supposed to laugh or am I supposed to say LOL? I never read that out loud. We'll work on that next time. Thanks again for everything you do, Susan. John. All right, well now I can't see half my notes, but anyway. In 2013, the office literally doubled in size with the hiring of 38 agents. At this point, it's clear Susan has systems in place for training all these newcomers, and the good word about our broker is getting out. 2013 finished with 276 closed sides. Wow. I mean, just as a side note, guys, I mean, there have been companies on this island 10, 20, 30 years, maybe even longer, almost 40 years, that don't even come close to this. The agent size, the population, the transaction amount, the success of each agent individually, it's amazing. John, oh, you're already standing. My notes are wrong. Don't stand, don't sit, do whatever you want to do, John. Thank you, John. My good friend Hector Castillo has nothing but great stories about how he and Susan met. Today, he's going to share another story of how Susan has impacted his life. Peter?
Peter.
I did not practice anything because there were just so many things running through my head.
That you were speaking?
No, I knew, but I just couldn't put it together because I figured it's all from the heart. You guys mostly know that I came on the scenes not as an agent. I was the guy who still to this day lurks. Almost next door, okay? But I was there probably, we figured it out about 3 to 4 months after Susan and Elta actually officially opened EXIT. So I've had the privilege of watching this family grow. And you taught us early on in the EXIT philosophy is if you give first, you will always get back. Never figured that you could get back so much. And that's not even in a money standpoint, it's just in heart. You, Tom, kids, Elta, amazing. My private cheering squad over here. You know, you pass in the hallway, how's your day going? You know, that kind of thing. It's just, but I've watched all of this happen, and just to be a small part of it is an honor. You, Diane, my partner, Marilyn, okay? Well, between you and her, you made me a better person, and I continue to grow. I love you.
Thank you, Peter, so much.
Due to the help of Peter joining EXIT Achieve, along with 41 other new agents, 2014 was a stellar year, yielding 300 and whatever that says, 55, 45, well, it's around 350, but I had 355. That's 355 families served. Isn't that amazing in the community to be able to help, assist, and serve families like that? Round of applause. Peter, you knew this was going to happen. Please stand. I know it was a little redundant, but I don't want anybody out. You're awesome, Peter. Thank you. Peter brought backup speakers, he brought backup cables, just in case, you never know. And for those of you who don't know, and there are some people who don't know, what Peter was talking about when he was able to step back and watch this develop, is that Peter rented office space all the way at the end of our building, where we are now. The last spot of the meeting room was Peter's audio and, recording studio? I'm sorry, I don't know the proper terminology. Whatever. So he was there, and I mean, he had great landlords, but then look at what happened. His whole life has changed. Thanks, Peter. 2015 attracted our very own Melissa Carmelitano. Melissa is going to be joining me up on stage to talk about how Susan has helped her in her own personal journey. Melissa King? I don't know what you go by anymore.
I don't know what I go by either. Whatever you guys call me.
Fair enough. Right around here.
Okay, you guys can hear me okay? It's not too loud? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit. So you guys, most of you know that Susan has been on a fitness journey for the past few years. And probably a little bit over a year ago, I overheard her talking about a fitness goal that she really wanted to achieve. It was this race that was going to be in Brooklyn. So I like to be active, so I was like, what is this thing about? And she told me about this crazy race that was happening at Fort Hamilton called the Civilian Military Combine. Part 1 is a torture test that lasts 5 minutes and is essentially as many box jumps, squats, lunges, burpees that you can do in the just sweltering heat. And that's only part 1. Part 2 is what Susan told me was a 5K. I found out the day that it was 5 miles of a race completely laden with over 25 military-grade obstacles. So I remember talking to Susan and just, oh, that sounds fun, thinking, who would do this? This is crazy. So about a month later, I found myself on the bus to the Civilian Military Combine with Susan Hamblen. As most of you know, her just positivity and tenacity just was infectious, and I just thought, I can do this. We got on the bus and I thought, what was I thinking? It's crazy. And there were lots of times during the race, we got through part 1, I was dead. I did not think that. I was thinking, how am I going to do a 5-mile run? And I think there were lots of times that day that I said, how am I going to do this? I can't do this. Multiple times, every obstacle. And every time I thought to myself, I can't do this, Susan was right behind me saying, yes, you can do it, we're going to do this is great. And you really did. You got me through that race. And can I just say, Susan was ahead of everybody else, looked better than everybody else at the end, and was not even sore the next day. But I just think it's a great example of what you've done for me since the day that I joined. And I really think that the fact that you have such confidence in everyone in this room makes us stronger, and it makes us more successful. I think every time also in my career where I felt like, am I ever going to get another deal? What am I doing? Is this worth it? You've always been there encouraging me and making me stronger by your confidence. I also think it's really wonderful for me to see and have a role model that's doing it and doing it in a kind way and helping people. So I just want to thank you so, so much for everything, for your confidence in all of us.
Thank you so much, Melissa. So Susan gets back to the office after the how do you say it?
Civilian Military Combine.
Combine. And she's excited. I was fairly new. When was that?
That was almost a year ago, last September.
Yeah, so I was fairly new. And she's like, Jeff, this was amazing. She's telling me all these great stories, and it sounded exciting. Then she says, you have to come next year. Now, I really wanted to, right? So I said, of course, no problem. Of course, I started no diet or routine of exercise the entire year. So it was coming up, and we're getting all ready, and she texts me. She says, "It was canceled." Talk about, right?
So relieved.
Oh, you too. Yeah, me too.
A whole bunch of you were in.
It was like that bullet in Matrix where you could see it coming at you, and you're like,
Gigi was in.
"Oh, Gigi's here."
It's not on Brooklyn. It's canceled.
Yeah, Brooklyn. I don't know what happened, but
Click on it, it'll tell you. Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's back on,
I'm feeling a little sick. So, EXIT Realty Achieve is gaining momentum, and it shows really no signs of slowing down. We had 43 new agents team up that year, Melissa and myself included. We helped a total of 409 families accomplish their real estate goals. That is beautiful, right? Round of applause for EXIT Realty Achieve and Susan. Melissa, stand up, round of applause, woo! I'm glad it was you, baby. Next we have a video. Michael wanted to say some very special words to Susan. I wanted to make sure you weren't wearing the same tie or something. Just messing with you. Here we go.
Hi guys, Michael Kersey, aka the real estate guy here. You know, so many things, man. It's just really, I would love to say about our dear friend, our wonderful leader, Susan Hamblen. You know, I met Susan when she first came from Arkansas. I met her at actually a real estate Bible study class, which was an awesome experience. Got to meet some great people like Susan. She just had such a wonderful spirit at that time. Truth be told, I was actually working for another company, and she was relentless to sponsor me into EXIT. At that time, I was, you know, my brain was conditioned. I could only see one thing, which was actually the company that I was working with at the time. And, you know, just like other brokers in the business, we kind of get stuck with our loyalty and think that there's really no other shop, right? So that's where I was, and, you know, I got a call a week. Every single week I got a phone call from her. It was so hard to really let her down because she was just such a wonderful person. But, you know, I had to do it, and that's what it was. But, you know, as time went on, my eyes started opening up. I started seeing a little more, you know, a little more out there. I started seeing what was really out there for me, and I wanted more for my family. So, you know, I chose EXIT, and here it is, almost 8 years in the business, and 7 years later, I'm with EXIT, and I'm here with Susan. And I couldn't ask for a better place, and really, I believe, really in my heart, timing is everything. Timing is so key, and I believe that I came at the right time. She came from Arkansas at the right time, and you know, we had a relationship, you know.
I love that time.
Me showing up here was the perfect time. Was the perfect time in my life, and I'll tell you, everything changed when I had an opportunity to go to the Bahamas. I was with her since June of 2016, and she presented an opportunity for me to go to the Bahamas, and you know, I took it, and it was the best thing that I could have done, because honestly, not only personally but professionally, my life has truly changed, and I experienced a love that I wasn't sure that I would ever really experience. And you know, through work anyway, and really understanding
the Bahamas, Susan.
It's really called love. I can't explain it any other way. And you know, she expressed it to me, how much she valued me, how much, you know, she wanted me to be with her, and you know, I'm really forever grateful. And I'm sure that everybody shares so many different stories of just her sainthood, you know, aka Mother Teresa, but you know, we all have our individual stories, but I truly believe that timing was everything for us, and you know, she's just a special person, and you know, so I'm just really happy to be here, and since October, my life has truly changed, and when I say that she sees the leader in me, and she pushes the leader in me, she pushes the best out of me, and I know I have so much more to go. As long as I stick with her, you know, the sky is not the limit anymore, you know, and I'm really thankful. You know, that's really all I can say, and you know, this is from the heart. You know, I love you, Susan. I thank you. You just made a difference in my life, personally and professionally, and you know, there's really not much that I wouldn't do for you, okay? I love you and I thank you, okay? Real estate guy.
He's not at a loss for words ever.
You know what it is? Michael has the screen facing him and he loves looking at it.
I heard exactly that.
He just loves it. You look at the screen, you love looking at yourself. In the Bahamas, I was his personal photographer. Let me tell you something, it doesn't pay enough for this guy. No, you're doing it wrong. What am I, married? Well, that was my last, I'm talking about my last marriage. I forgot she was in the room. I love you, Jenna. I'll be cleaning the house tonight, doing the laundry.
Then she won't have to light the candles.
Yes, you saw that. Yeah, she wants to burn the house down. Won't tell the insurance company. Michael had a lot to say in there, and I'm just going to point out how it tugged on my heart. First, you know, Susan was after him to really change his life because she knew what we had here at EXIT, right? And I do believe in faith. I'm not talking necessarily religion or who your God is and stuff like that, but you know, I helped train Michael at Century 21. Other than that, I never would have met Michael. He's my sponsor for EXIT. And our trust for one another, our love for one another was really what helped bridge that gap for me leaving. I didn't want to leave my company. I was afraid to. Stupid, really, looking back. So I just challenge you guys that there are agents out there, and this is just a little side note, there are agents out there that were in the same position as me, that they needed saving, they needed, you know, I mean, besides the income, I mean, I make double what I make here than I did there. I mean, I was hardly paying my bills. I went through a divorce, a single dad. No one came to me and offered me more money. You know, no one said, here's a raise, you're having a hard time, although they knew it. EXIT just gives it to you, right? It's like a glass door policy. Here's the best that we could give you. This is the most we can give you. I mean, besides the money and the support and the training and the family atmosphere and the culture, it's just amazing. So reach out to people and just try to explain to them what goes on here in this room, right? I mean, let's change other people's lives a little bit. There was something else I wanted to say about what Michael said, but I forgot what it was. So I'll think of it, and we'll certainly come back to that. In 2016, Barry introduced Chris May to Susan. Before you knew it, Chris helped build like an entire commercial division right in our office. Amazing. Chris brought the commercial knowledge. Susan brought a lot of knowledge of building and leading and structuring and supporting, super supporting, to be able to let that get off the ground. And holy moly, is he rocking and rolling along with the rest of the agents, right? Joe as well. Chris sent me this just to say, Susan inspires me to be the best I can be. Our office is the most comfortable place to work. We are family at EXIT Realty Achieve. Isn't that true? Yeah. I think that's the underlining tone today. We have another video. Tanya's here, right? Yeah. Because she's amazing. She wasn't originally going to be here, but she knew she had to be, so here she is. But we have a video and we have the real Tanya, just like with Michael. So you know what's amazing, and I'm glad we were able to share what Tanya's about to say, is in this business, in real estate, from my experience, part-time agents are often left wandering and like in the woods. You know, they don't know what to do, where to go, how to show up. You know, the transactions are always a mess. And you know, I feel, Susan, I feel like you treat everyone exactly the same, which I love. You're very thoughtful. I mean, Taco Tuesdays for part-time agents, right? The meeting, I mean, number one, the fact that we get the whole meeting in email. all the picnics and barbecues and all the gatherings to get really the part-timers, the full-timers together and to just be a family. I've never seen a broker or any boss go out of their way for part-time agents. You know, the thought about part-time agents is usually like, oh, well, if they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. You know, but it's amazing. And let's hear what Tanya had to say about a little bit about that.
Hey guys, Tanya Plack is here. It's a Monday and I'm working from home as usual, as I have a pretty fulfilling but busy schedule with a little guy who I care for full-time on top of learning and trying to become the best real estate professional that I can. And I guess my biggest takeaway from meeting Susan and being a part of her team is to tell you guys that she is the kind of woman who will give you every opportunity to be successful, should you give her every opportunity to believe that you can be that person. So despite my seriously huge challenges getting started in this business, I'm starting to find some success, and I really owe so many thanks to Susan for her patience and, you know, really just for believing in me. I would love to tell you guys my story down the road one day, but I do believe that if it was another broker at another company, that I would not be in this role that I am right now. So thank you, Susan, for checking in and checking up and always being available when I need you. And truly thank you for building an amazing team who is a reflection of you. Thanks.
Come on, Tanya, you know you want to give the queen a hug. So Tanya joined in 2016. Doesn't it seem like it was just last year? Oh, wait a minute. It was just last year. Most of you here today were responsible. I know the light's coming through, guys. I'm sorry, but I hope you can see the chart still. Most of you were here. Give yourselves a round of applause for that type of production. And for helping to build the team. So another 41 agents teamed up with EXIT Realty Achieve, and we had a total of 596 closed pieces of business, which is absolutely fabulous. Round of applause. Oh, a slide that was deleted magically reappeared, which is good because I didn't want it to get deleted. So if this works, it'll be amazing. We're going to be finishing up soon, but we have a few more little things just to share. It's in the wrong spot. Anyway, you know what? Let's real quick, because I don't know why this happened. If this works, let's see our very good friend, Rick O'Neill. He's dialing in under Skype, apparently. Rick is interrupting our meeting. I don't know, it's not gonna work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Sorry, guys. No, wait, hold on. My mouse isn't here, but it is, and there it is, the mouse is back. Rick's video was not working for anything, and then it disappeared, and then now it just reappeared.
Hello, all my friends at EXIT Realty Achieve, and especially...
He's not really Skyping in, Susan. It just looks that way.
You know, it's funny, you had me Friday and said, why don't you come over and, you know, I hope you can make the meeting and see all my people, and I'm saying to myself, man, if there was any meeting that I didn't want to miss this year, it was this one. So I'm sorry, but as you can see, I'm having a ball. In fact, they just had a great dinner.
He's in his hotel room.
And, but I am in Florida, and I'm doing 2 ambassador courses down here this week, so I wasn't able to do that. However, I want you to know how how very important you are for me. Personally and professionally, probably more personally. You are a woman of God. You are a person of your word. You are a person of integrity. You are a person of caring and love. And you truly, in practice put other people first before you put yourself. I think it's very popular today for people to say that. And I think it's very popular today even for businesses to say that. And I think it was Zig Ziglar that made it famous, where he said that give other people what they want first, you get what you want back in return. Well, everyone is kind of saying that, but not everyone believes it, and not everyone lives it. You live it. I remember the first time that we met, and I saw you sitting at a round table at one of our broker meetings. What is this now? 6 years ago. And I remember going into the arena there and seeing you and Tom and Elta. I said, oh, gee, we have some new people. That's great. And then Hector took me over to introduce you and tell me what you wanted to do. And I said, wow, this is fantastic. And hearing that you're coming from Arkansas, oh my goodness, what a difference. And I think that made a difference to you. And we've been talking about that for a while, and I'm sure there's plenty of culture differences, but you're doing real estate anywhere. Can you do any real estate anywhere in the world? You're smart, you're intelligent, and I think the analogy that we use is that baseball's the same whether you play it in Arizona, it's still 60 feet in between bases. It's, or is it 90?
My friend is getting a little on in years.
Whatever it is the same. But you proved to me, wow, not only what I thought you would do, but you exceeded expectations. The last I looked, you were number 6. Your office is number 6. Guys, give yourself a round of applause. And you know, it's really something to see that you have market share throughout the county, throughout Suffolk County, and you're number 6, or number 10, I think. 600 and some odd brokers in that county, and most of those people have been around for years and years and years and years. And I know many of those people, and boy, you're really moving to the forefront. But what I love about you. And my wife loves you too, by the way, and we all do. I don't know a person that doesn't, and that's because you really do care. Your people all talk about you. Look at what your people did for you today. That was for you. That says something. Whenever you want to know a person, go to their husband or wife, their sister and brother, their daughter or son, the people they work with every single day. That's how you find out who people really are. And the people in your office love you and adore you and respect you, and well they should. Look at what they're doing for you today. And you know why, Susan? Because you do this for every single person, every single day. You care. And you care about people more as individuals than you do as professionals. And that's really something to see in today's day and age. And isn't it something? Coincident? I don't think so. I think we both share the same faith. So I don't think anything is a coincidence. I think that the more you give away, the more you get back. God says you can't outgive him, and I think that he wants to prove that to you. That the more that you give, the more that you give to other people, the more that you take back in return. So I'm honored to know you. I'm pleased to know you. I love you very much. I care about you. I'll be praying for you. And I just wish that I could be there. But when I get back, we have a date already. So when I get back, I'll be able to see you and hug you and give you my blessings right there in person. Everybody else, great to see you. Go give that girl a hug for me.
Is this on? Oh, it's on. All right. So, you know, I wanted Rick to pop up like it was a Skype call, and literally, I had no idea he was there. He had disappeared, and there he is, and it was completely random, so I guess it kind of worked out. Yeah, Rick is a good guy.
let me go back to this slide for a minute. Let's discuss 2017 a little bit. You know, we're in the home stretch here, but let's not make any mistake about it. There is 4 months, we were just talking about this yesterday, 4 months left, right? Yeah. September, October, November, no, December, 4 full months. Yeah, so it's not over yet. And you know, I do know that there are some of us who have already hit their goals for the year. I know that there are some that are right on track, and I know that there's still more that have not hit their goals. I was always an agent like that in my last company. I had a hard time goal setting. I didn't really know how to do it. But I will share with everyone what I believe is with 4 months left, you could do anything. You know, as agents, I think, you know, because we go by a calendar year, psychologically, we start, if we're not where we want to be, and now we see in 3 months is almost the end of the year, it's like we just kind of, I don't want to say give up, but we give up. You know, we slow down. It's the end of the race, though. We got to speed up and try to get through that tape before the other runner is. I don't run, but that's an analogy for running. Just wanted to let you know. So 4 months. These 4 months are no different than January, February, March, and April. Please understand and remember that. I want to see everybody do so well here, and quite honestly, that red arrow is us. You know, and you know, who knows, maybe in 10 years, someone's going to stand up here and be doing this for Susan. I'll be sitting down, of course. But we want this chart to continue to go up and up and up and up. And that means introducing agents to EXIT Realty Achieve and EXIT Realty. That means going out there and doing our prospecting. You know, that means staying consistent with activities. And this isn't a work meeting, I'm sorry, but you know what? I spent so many days looking at this data and creating these charts, and it's now like it's in my head. And I'm like, oh, look at this, it's going up, and we're growing every year, and it's amazing. And you know what? 7 years, something like that. It's unbelievable leadership at its best.
So you had asked me what I was going to share this morning. Do you remember that?
Yeah. We've been talking about.
You know what I was going to share this morning?
Yeah, stand
I will
up.
take over the meeting.
You want?
You know, is that the year's not over yet.
She doesn't need a microphone.
And you guys, you know what to do. You have it in you. So my little inspirational speech was, you know, one more call, one more thing, one more time. You know, do your prospecting, look for business, but then do your follow-up. 75–80% of the stuff happens in the follow-up. Schedule in your follow-up. You know, because we are called to be world changers. That's helping someone sell a house, but in that process, we're changing their world.
Okay, that's very good. It's not about business, it's about
No, I know, but it's so funny because, you know, I shared with him a little bit, but I think, I don't know, if you change what you're going to say based off, but I had that same message tied in there. The year's not over yet. It's not over for you. We still have the potential to impact people for good. All right, let's sit down. Is that my agenda you're bringing back?
Turn this mic on real quick. Hector Castillo, our regional owner, is back in the room, and we didn't choreograph this, so I'm going to put him on the spot a little bit. Hector, I would love for you to come up here and share a little bit, in your opinion, 7 years. Look what this lady's accomplishing. Would you mind sharing your thoughts real quick? Round of applause for Hector Castillo, our regional owner.
Yes. Wow, 7 years, amazing. You know, I remember so clearly, right? I get a phone call, and it was Susan. And she says, you know, I am a realtor with EXIT in Arkansas, and my husband and I were planning to move to New York, and I am managing one of the EXIT offices, and I don't know, she says, if I should become an agent or perhaps open up my own office. And I said, well, you know, when are you coming to New York? Let's talk about the two options. And we did. So they invited me to go to Elta's house, and there I explained all the benefits of EXIT, because she knew EXIT from a whole different side of the program. So I went ahead and explained the whole program, and yes, this young lady has been in business for so many years. She understood it, and she's not even a realtor, as you know. right? She got it. But on the other hand, Susan was so intrigued because I don't know whether you ever saw a full presentation for a broker when you were a manager. I don't know if you did. But then, so at that point, they decided, I think it makes sense to buy the office. And they did. So yeah, like Elda said before, they decided to go rent the space. All of a sudden, they go to the office where you guys are in right now, and they're looking at the outside, and we could see that the sign up front was reversed, and it was a RE/MAX sign. It was a RE/MAX sign that went out of business, and they closed down. So they went ahead and said, fine, let's figure out a way to rent it. Next thing you know, they said, let's buy it. I said, whoa, But here's the cool part about this here, okay? And that's where, there's a book called Critical Choices That Changes People's Lives. If you haven't read it, read that book. Critical Choices that Change People's Lives. They were at that critical choice. She was coming to New York, okay? Tom was gonna get involved in the family business, and they needed to make a choice. Do they open up a real estate company or not? And like you heard, they open up in the worst market. Imagine that. So that alone here showed a lot of character on both of them, and as well as Rob, her husband, because they were willing to invest on Susan when Susan had no idea how to do real estate in New York. So think about that one. So for that, Susan, I'll tell you, I am so excited, thrilled to have you here with EXIT. You really have made a big difference in the lives of your people, but as well as the other broker owners. Everybody looks up to you. You are the big mama, like Tony says. You surely are. And I'll tell you, I think every single one of you, you owe it to yourself and to your families to continue making a difference for you, your family, as well as for the company. I'll tell you what, right now, yes, we started with 2 agents. You're right, exactly, 2 agents. Now, 104, okay? Let me tell you what I see. I see beyond that. You know what I see in this real estate company in the next 2.5 years? I see 200 agents here. I see it. Obviously, she cannot do it by herself, and therefore we need you. We need you. If you really feel comfortable being part of this company, I can guarantee you that every agent out there will feel beyond comfortable being with this leadership. So we're asking you to please, as you are out there working with buyers and sellers and meeting agents, ask questions. Invite them to come and meet with Susan. You owe it to them, to your fellow realtors, to help them see a whole different side of the business that they never had. I mean, I can go on with all of you. Some of you that came from other real estate company, Jeff, Michael, Beth, you name it. We never had anything like this before. So let me tell you, that's what's happening out there. Agents don't have any of this. And if we can just pull together and start speaking to people and invite them in, my goodness, this company, 2.5 years, 200 people, I see no reason why. But I'll tell you what though, the only way this company is going to grow, yes, it's going to grow by bringing agents, but the only way you're going to have the respect of all the real estate companies out there is only if every single one of you commits to increasing your production. A company is gauged based on the production that they do, okay? The per person productivity has to be up. What is it right now, Susan, if you know the number? 5. 5. No, 5. The average agent in the United States does 3 deals a year. We are above the average. And I know that you guys, each one of you, if you really put your head together, you could go to 10, like this. Now, how do we do that? How can you do more business than what you're doing now? How can you do that?
Prospect and follow-up.
Now watch this. You heard Beth, okay? Way back then, she had only sold 4 houses. And this year, she's closing over $20 million in real estate. Now let me ask you a question. Honestly, she's a young lady, she's beautiful, but there is no difference between Beth and you. There's none. Because she has the same hours like you do. You know what the difference is? The productive activities that she does every single moment. Now, obviously, many of us, many of you perhaps, did not come from being a top agent, and if you did, great. How can we elevate the production of you? Well, there's so many. I mean, she uses systems galore. I'll tell you, I just love what you guys are doing in the office. But I'll tell you, you gotta start paying attention to some of the things that we are now doing as a region, because we are so committed. We are so committed to building this region and to be the best region in the country. And the only way we're gonna do this is by increasing production. So I'm inviting you, and she said to me that recently she introduced you to the program that we have recently released, which is the 1 Degree Academy. Give me a show of hands if you signed up for that program yet. 3. Let me tell you, what if you knew that this is the one system that can elevate you from where you're at to a much higher rank in the industry? I've seen the system firsthand, and I'm telling you, we are not gonna stop this, but we're gonna do a big push to making sure that every one of you participate. You see, we are committed. Okay, we are committed to bringing the systems to you, and all we ask is you just gotta get involved. You have to be willing to invest into these programs, and if you do, I can guarantee you your production will grow. Give me a show of hands if you would like to be closing $20+ million a year. Hell yeah, absolutely. Okay, and you can do it, but you have to get out of your own way and be able to invest and be open. Be open that there is a better way out there. If your way is not working and it's not giving you what you want, shift. We had a meeting the other day with the brokers, and I keep talking about this. The fork on the road. You are on that fork on the road. Okay, guess what? The path you chose, it's not working for some of you. So let's switch gears. You're not dead yet. You still have time. All right? So with that said, Susan, I just want to thank you, Susan, for all you do for these people, okay? Thank you very much. Make her job easier. Go out there and produce more, guys, okay? Thank you, guys. Jeff, I'll tell you what, though. Oh, by the way, I really have to tell you, see, some of you don't know how this got started. Yes, this is the guy that took it and run, okay, meaning this idea. It all started when John and I were at a barbecue about a month ago? About a month ago with Gisela? Almost a month ago. And he comes up to me. You know, I'll tell you, I get approached by a lot of people, and a lot of people always giving me ideas on, you know, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And he started speaking and says, Hector, listen, you know what? I want to, and I started listening to him. I think he was a little bit, he had a little bit too many beers, I think he was. But, you know, so I knew that when he started spitting on me, so I knew that he had a few drinks. But,
it was an ice
so he starts telling me, Hector, he says, what if we can put a program where we can reward Susan based on her leadership? And I forgot what I said to him, okay? But next thing you know, he goes the next day and tells Jeff. And that's how everything happens. So let's give a huge hand to Jeff. Good job, buddy. Good job. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here, okay?
Real quick, Hector, let's get a picture of Susan and yourself. Anybody grab your cameras real quick? Let's get Hector and Susan. Is the screen in the back a problem? I can turn it off real quick.
Like who?
You're not supposed to put your hand on your hip.
Oh, we gotta get Elta here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Elta, get on up. Actually, Gigi, can you come up here too? Yeah, come on. I was going to ask you to speak first, but then it makes sense to do the pictures now. What?
She wants to speak. No.
Not yet. Hold on. Is the background a problem?
No.
It's not reflecting? Okay.
Is it a problem I'm standing next to someone skinny? Yeah. You don't know me. I like to stand next to the big people.
Thank you, guys.
So, very good. Round of applause. Wait, Gigi, don't go far. We're very fortunate to have both of our regional owners here today. Gigi Fernandez would love to share with you guys a little something.
don't know what, but let me think. Hi, everyone. I have a story, a small, very, very small story. Susan is very persuasive, as you may know, right? But with love and kindness, and like, seriously, when you see her, you just want to be like her, you know, and that's, you inspire me, you really do. Like, whenever I see you, I just want to be more like you know, more courageous, more, you know, with more tenacity, you know, more with gratitude, and I love that. So anyway, so I was watching this journey that on fitness that she has, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks amazing. Anything, I would do anything just to look like her. I'm like, I want to look amazing, you know? And like, she looks strong, she's out there, she's energetic, and everything from inside and out is just wonderful about her. So then she tells me she has this trainer. I'm like, I want your trainer, I want your trainer. And seriously, she signed me out with her trainer, and we meet and we're working out. I go in the first week, and Susan is right behind me, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and she started doing chin-ups, like nobody's business. I'm like, holy cow, she can take Hector. I'm thinking, I'm not doing that stuff. So I love that. So that's the type of inspiration that she gave me, like she could take Hector. But you know, Susan, seriously.
Tell them about your first time working out?
Oh, no, well, like, I was almost dying.
She was looking for the trash can.
I'm like, I don't want that bike. And I'm telling my trainer, Maria, I said, make sure Susan doesn't see me, because we're going to see her later at the meeting. But every time I would try to book my sessions either before her or right after her, where she has to leave, you know, but it was funny. We had fun, so yeah. But thank you. But you know what? Seriously, Susan, you do inspire me, and I can see why. I mean, I'm your follower, and I know we always argue about being the boss. You're my boss, I'm your boss. And it was very interesting when we had the license in her office. I was almost like jealous that she never called me out to keep up my production, but there was no production. She don't call me, like, you know, so I would call her all the time about little things. I'm like, you don't call me for anything, you know. But thank you so much for everything you've done. If I can have more people around you in my life, like yourself, really, you know, I think we'll be just doing just fine. I love it. Thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you so much, Gigi, for your kind words and story sharing. I'm going to switch mics. Hold on. So, is this on? Okay. So we were talking about how amazing I mean, look at it. Supportive broker, how supportive of the regional owners, right? Another round of applause for both Gigi and Hector. You know, when I was with my last company, I didn't know anyone above my broker. Matter of fact, I didn't even know any other brokers. Here, I know them all. I know the agents. We talk, we network. We're having a cousin picnic. Michael coined that term in the Bahamas. He's like, we're at a wedding with all our cousins, right? Guys, it's countrywide. I mean, Susan wears EXIT like the way EXIT was designed to be. And you know what? I mean, I can't say she's even above that, but to me, she's like, right? Look, she's wearing teal. She literally wears teal. The water in her house is teal. Like she showers in it, probably. It's just amazing. Oh, on a side note, we were talking about, I don't know why I can't stand close to the computer, but this was my pass to the, help me out, convention last year. For those of you who've never experienced the convention, let me tell you something. Not only is it an amazing, awesome time, Michael and I got 11 hours of sleep in 5.5 days. But we were the first to breakfast and we were the last to leave the club every single night. I won some good money. My drunk walk home to the hotel room, 2 nights in a row, I think I won 500 apiece. So, I mean, I pretty much covered the whole thing. But sincerely, guys, I mean, you want to see a company, holy moly, what they give us. I mean, they're always giving us stuff. Just gotta dial in sometimes. Take a leap of faith. Definitely go to Dallas this year. My room is already booked. Michael and I will be bunking together. 2 beds, not 1 bed.
Oh, man.
Well, if you're nice to me, maybe we'll be okay. So, right. 2017, what do we want from 2017? Now, I know we've been talking business for the last 5 minutes, and that's not what today was about, but really, let's reach out, guys. Call your past clients, call your friends. Let's just really finish the year off amazingly. I mean, we are amazing, right? Here's a little video to share with you how precious time is. And this microphone, I'm sorry, Hector, this is driving me crazy. Is that, you guys can hear that feedback, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if this plays.
The one commodity that is most valuable on this earth is time. Time to love, time to live. From the moment the human body is born, it begins dying. I don't think you quite caught that. Let me say it again. From the moment the human body is born, it begins dying. Some happen faster, some happen slower. Some of us help them happen go faster, and some of them prevent it from happening sooner than later. How many seconds, how many minutes do we waste every day doing things that are nowhere near the goals and aspirations and passions that we have inside? How many times do you go through the course of a day and realize, did I do anything I set out to do today? Write down those goals each and every day. No matter if it's 2 goals a day, if you can accomplish those, then you're doing more than just making it through the day. You are living and achieving your dreams. Find time to better yourself, read, explore, research, live life, do things you've never thought of doing before. That's what it's all about. When you're born, that's that date that they put on the left side of the tombstone. When you die, they put another date on the right side of the tombstone. But that dash in the middle is the most important thing on that tombstone. That is a line that throughout that entire time frame, you were able to impact and touch others' lives. You were able to leave your mark on this earth. You were able to build a legacy that nobody could change. You were able to have it to where people remember who you are no matter what. When you're living for that dash in the middle, you're gonna remember your why. Your why you're here. Not the why did you do something. Your why, your reason for getting up in the morning, your reason for pushing yourself past the brink of exertion and giving up. Your reason for moving on and getting things done in life. That dash in the middle, that's the thing that pushes you.
How do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of your physical appearance, in terms of your health? Do you take care of yourself? Are you allowing yourself to get overweight and out of shape? Are you conscious of your health? Are you watching the food that you take into your body? Do you make a deliberate effort to exercise? You know, it was George Burns who said, we cannot help getting older, but we don't have to get old. And many of us get old before our time because we don't take time to take care of ourselves. Your environment is a very good indicator. On a scale of 1 to 10, is it what you want it to be? Do you find it desirable? Are you satisfied? The job or career that you're involved in. Someone said that 85% of the American public are unhappy with their jobs. Are you spending 8 hours a day just doing time? Doing something that you don't find challenging, that does not make you stretch mentally, that does not stimulate you, that does not inspire you. Something that you don't find a sense of fulfillment in it. If you're doing that day in and day out, it has to affect how you feel about yourself, your level of motivation. Your relationships. What kind of impact is it having on your life? Is it nourishing or is it a toxic relationship? Does it drain you or does it build you up? Ask yourself that. How motivated are you to do something about it? Your contribution, your actions. What are you giving? Many people will leave the universe without a trace. No one will know they were here. And in fact, under their name, we could put under there, not used up. Will anybody know that you came this way? What contribution are you giving? What will you leave? What will be different because you came this way?
Just stop for a second. Write down your why. What are you doing this for in life? If your why doesn't make you cry, then that's not your why. Again, if your why doesn't make you cry, then that's not your why. Your why should be something so big that it moves your family tree. Your why should be something so big that it changes the whole outlook on how things are with you in your home, your family, your religion, your purpose. Think about your passion. Think about your opportunities. And that's how you find your purpose. OPP. When that why meets up with your passion, your opportunity, your purpose, then you'll find out. The most important day in your life is the day you remember why you were born.
So I can share with you guys just a couple of things how Susan affected my life. You know, when I was younger, I got intertwined with the thought of children going like missing, right? Like, you know how they get like kidnapped and all that stuff. And since I was a young teenager, like I was like, I want to start like some sort of charity, like to be able to help with that sort of thing, children and all that. And then of course when Danica was born, you know, like to me, I don't even let go of a hand in the house pretty much. You know? They call that a helicopter parent. So
What are you doing for the eclipse today?
right. Oh, please don't start. We'll talk later. So that's been a hot topic, literally. You know, the year I started, it was the end of the calendar year, and I remember Susan, who I still really didn't know very well because I was only there for maybe a month, telling me that her word for the year, first of all, I didn't know what a word for the year was commitment, intentional, intentional. And I said to myself, wow. And she shared with me, you know, why she picked that word. And I stopped and I thought about it. And it really, like, it engraved in my brain over the next couple of weeks. I'm like, wow. I've never been intentional about anything I've ever done. My life has just kind of happened to me. I mean, we all know we're a product of our decisions, right? But for some reason in my younger years, I think a lot of people like this, they don't realize that you could just grab life and you could, look, we all have a past, we all have a future, right? But we get to write that future. And I have to tell you, I mean, after opening Candles for Hope and the leadership of Hector and Susan with Candles for Hope and the desire to help children, and I just feel very fulfilled with those sorts of things. And I know for a fact that my dream of having some sort of charity someday would never have been anything if I didn't have the leadership in front of me and the push. And I will say I'm still like the smallest part of the whole charity. Susan and Hector are unbelievable. But I'm learning, I'm trying to learn. And you know, this is a woman who really truly knows her why. She just has a passion for people. And you know, so let's talk about your why a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be real estate. When we talk about why, this is driving me crazy. We talk about whys, right? But real estate sales and income can be the vehicle to your why, whatever that is. Lori, what do you love doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Dog rescue.
Right. Good answer. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you a pop quiz.
No, it's okay.
Right? So like Lori's in the dog rescue, we're doing the Candles for Hope. All of you guys are somewhat involved in something, but you know what? When we have a leader like this and we produce high sales and we grow and we grow and we grow, we just make more of an income and we could just spread that out and do good in the world. You know, watching Susan help everybody, I made a commitment to myself about a year ago that every single day I was going to try to do something for someone. And I don't mean it's, you know, like I'm changing their lives, but just a little something. Sometimes I buy a coffee for the person behind me on Starbucks, like if I'm running out of the day and I haven't done anything. Sometimes it's just holding a door. Sometimes it's just complimenting somebody. You know, you just direct someone, right? Like 1 degree or 2 degrees, and you don't know where that's going to lead them the rest of their lives, you know, or that day, and then it just spreads. And this person has been the person who really, I mean, Susan has like, she just shows you the way, you know, and I've just been trying to copy as much as possible. Certainly I'm not even close, but I'm willing to learn. So we have a couple more little surprises. EXIT Realty Corp's very own president and CEO wanted to say a few words. All of you know Tami Bonnell? Yes?
Yep.
No? CEO of EXIT Realty International Corp. She is amazing. Let's listen to what she had to say if my speaker and my microphone doesn't go on.
I know that Susan Hamblen is being honored today by her agents. Susan, I remember the very first time coming to your office in New York when you did your grand opening, how excited you were, how coachable you were, and how much you really wanted to change lives. And I can't say enough about how many lives you've impacted, including mine. Your agents, your community, your family, the list goes on and on and on. You are such a loving, caring, giving person. I can't think of somebody better to be honored. Wish I could have been there in person. I love you, as does everybody that's in that room.
Yeah. Susan got Tami to commit to go to the military, so
yeah.
And then she was so bummed when she was literally disappointed.
Tami scares me. She's like a quadruple black belt. Her whole family is. Like, you don't want to break into her house. And she'll tell you. She has no problem, right? She's like, yeah, I'm a black belt. I'm like, all right. I wasn't going to do anything, but all right. She's a sweetheart of a lady, though. And again, once again, like, now we're just building up, right? We have us. We have Susan. We have Elta. We have the regional owners who are amazing. We have the CEO. You know, it's unbelievable support. John, that's your cue, buddy. Okay. Lois, thanks for looking out the window while I cue you. So Queen Susan Hamblen, the brothers and sisters of EXIT Realty Achieve, your family, have nominated, voted, and elected you Susan Hamblen, Leader of the Century. Out of the box. Out of the box. It was one simple instruction. I said, out of the box. But that's okay.
Oh, wow.
Pictures, are we good? We need more. Oh, let me turn the screen off. Go ahead, now take pictures. Because the light was on John's head. John, we're serving wine in the back later. Awesome. Are we having fun today, guys? Yeah.
Whoa.
That was my hug to you guys. So, as Susan would say, my good friend John Maxwell says this: a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Susan, you wear the cloak of leadership, of love, of family, of everything that we hope to be one day or strive to be, and and we see you in us, and us in you, and we're on a journey together, and we're just, we can't wait to see what the years bring, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, let's give Susan a round of applause. Busting in order to want to say something. She has her opportunity. Obviously, she's going to just talk from the heart because I couldn't tell her to prepare for this.
Prepare. I am not often speechless. Wow. The video you showed too, that, will life be any different because we've traveled this way? That's such a powerful statement, isn't it? And, ironically, probably 2 weeks ago, somebody said to me, if you weren't doing what you were doing right now, what would you be doing? And I pondered that for a little bit, and I thought, I really want to help people. I really want to serve people. And I thought, I'm really where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm not supposed to be anywhere else. And, each one of you, as I look out into your eyes, you bless me. I love you. Elta, I love you. And it's so true that we talked about this company as we sat in West Virginia overlooking some beautiful mountains, and we said, what if we could build a company where the agents felt safe And you know, somebody in this company has said to me, I feel safe here. They said, what if we could build a company where we really honored the agents? What if we could build a company where people really felt loved? You know, and today I had a little, I had a video I wanted to share with you. I'm not going to show it now because we're so over in our time. You know, I try to keep, no. But, you know, it was a story of a great lady named Allison Levine. And she's only about 5'2", but she's a Duke University graduate. She's a powerhouse. She is one of 20 people in the world that has accomplished, it's like they call it the great adventure. She has hiked the highest mountain on every peak, including Mount Everest, and she has skied to both of the poles. And you know what, she shared on a podcast lessons from Mount Everest. And in her story, she said, and actually the slide I sent to you, you know, was that it's not all about the mountaintop. It's about the journey there and the lessons we learn along the way and the people we impact along the way. And it was such a beautiful picture of, you know what, a group of people together is just a group of people together. But a team is a group of people that care for one another and look after one another and serve one another. And I see that in all of your lives. You know, I wish, like some of you have no idea the stories, like when Sandy came through and we had agents on GroupMe going, hey, you know, I know my house out in, you know, wherever, Mastic, I can't get over there and check on it. And another agent's like, I got it, I'll check on that house for you. And we had, you know, Marilyn, do you remember when there was no gas and agents were messaging agents, hey, there's gas at this gas station. And, you know, we've had people with losses that you guys have served. And we had a agent with a, you know, wife with a brain tumor that, you know, we're providing nights in Manhattan to take care of his family while he's in surgery with his wife. You know what I love is that I can't do this alone. I can't change the world alone. But each of you, together, we work and we make a tremendous difference in lives along the way. So you know what, we're here to kill it with real estate. And my passion is to help every one of you build an amazing, amazing career. But we're here to change lives all along the way. And I actually have a slide today that I wanted to show you that had the word game changer.
It's hard for Susan to go off, like, you know, her schedule. It's very hard.
A slide that, you know, I wanted to show you game changer. And Michael, I've shared this with Michael Kersey before. And in the word game, G-A-M-E, in the middle of the word game changer, if you put that together, if you capitalize the M-E, game changer, it's really a me changer. At first, we change ourselves, and then we change the world. I love each of you guys. Those production numbers are because of you guys. You are the rock stars. And I can't wait for what the year's going to bring, the next years are going to bring. Really, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I thank you for believing in me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to lead. So, with all my love, guys, I applaud you.
All right, real quick, guys. Susan, over the next couple hours, you're going to start to realize how many people, myself included, have been lying to you. So please remember that it was completely out of love, and certainly it was hard. I will tell you, it's not easy to lie to Susan. She looks at you like, yeah. You know? So I'm sure Susan will take pictures with anyone that wants to right outside. And just please pick up after yourselves, guys. Water, coffee cups, even though you shouldn't have any in here. Whatever it is, 86s, so it can make the crew easy to clean up. Thank you so much, everyone, for keeping it a surprise, for being here tonight. I love you guys. We're an awesome family. Thank you so much.
All right, so I feel like a lot of you guys might be new, and when I was new, I didn't really know what RPAC means either. It's the Realtors Political Action Committee. It is the most important thing that we ask you to donate money for every year with your dues, and it is optional, but if you want to be in this business, it is not optional. We are the only lobby group lobbying for home ownership. And I didn't realize how important that was until I actually went up to Albany and lobbied and saw the difference and the impact that it was making. So if you want to be in this business, if you care even about your clients, your past clients, even yourself if you're a homeowner, because we do, you know, if you're a homeowner, you're one of the people we're lobbying for. Make sure you do that donation. I think we only asked for $25. I will tell you, I pledged to donate $10,000 over the next 10 years. And this year I will do my 1,000. It makes me a major donor to RPAC, and I did it and didn't even feel it. I had to call and ask them how much money I've already donated, because we do events and we do little things that you can do throughout the year. You know, go to the bowling event, go to the day at the races, you know, make a basket for it. You know, there's so many different things you can do. If you go to Triple Play or something, you can do the high roller suite where you get all this cool stuff and you get the whole thing as a donation to RPAC. So, you know, all little things like that throughout the year, and it's really great to get involved. And if you ever have the opportunity to go to Lobby Day, I really, really, really suggest that you do, because it was an awesome experience, probably one of the best things I've done this year.
Awesome. Wait, real quick, guys. Are we?
Yeah, if anybody wants to see
Yeah.
the regional office upstairs.
Let's,
go
if
there.
you guys take the elevator to the next floor or the stairs to the next floor, you come out of the elevators, you go this way. All right, so you go whatever direction that is. It's 301, I think. All right, definitely go check out the regional office. We'll be up there, certainly. Jenna, I want you to see the regional office. All right, don't go anywhere. Bye, guys.
Vote.